Talk about influence and leadership, some great principles he talked about. Let me put you on the spot here, Ben. We both mentored with Brian Tracy, one of the great sales trainers of the world. If you guys haven't heard of Brian Tracy, look him up. He will teach you quite a few things. He's probably written 50 books. But let me ask you this. As you've mentored with Brian, worked with Brian, what is the biggest lesson you've learned from him as you guys have worked together?
I looked him in the eye one time and asked him, I was like, Brian, if I was your son, and if I was the son that you knew was committed to take action on the principles of success, and you've written all these books, you've taught and trained all over the world, what one thing, and I asked him the same question you're asking me, I'm like, what one thing would you say? What advice would you give? And I'll never forget the look in his eye when he said, Ben, there's two. He didn't even flinch. It was not even a split second from when I asked him to when he's like, Ben, there's two. And he said, first, continuous learning. He says, if you'll continue to learn throughout your life, you'll continue to grow and develop into the very best. Don't stop continuous learning. And I'd heard that a ton before, but hearing it from my mentor and from one of my heroes added such new meaning. And I recommitted to just continuous learning. And the second thing that he said, he's like, the second thing is don't quit. And he's like, seriously, don't quit. You continue to learn and don't quit. And he gave a little bit of insight on this. He said, listen, make sure that your ladder is leaning on a solid wall that has also the ladder has a good foundation. And he said, you're going to have to pivot in your life. Things are going to change, ebb and flow. You have to pivot as necessary, but relentlessly don't quit in pursuing your dreams. Continuous learning and don't quit. That's your recipe for ultimate success.